Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Jude Bellingham, a new special position that Bellingham is being used as. As you guys can see on the screen, we'll run through it slightly later on. We'll also talk about Ancelotti and his comments that he came out with in relation to questions on Kylian Mbappe and many more. Speaking of Kylian Mbappe, we're actually not going to talk about Kylian Mbappe today. Surprise, surprise. But of course, the countdown is down to now 10 days. So you know what? Let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure his countdown is next Monday. So he's got 1 week, 3 days to go on this one. But let's start things off with Jude Bellingham. Now, this came out from Arancia Mobile. Ancelotti used Jude Bellingham as number 9 during the training yesterday. So there you can see two sets of attacking lineups, front trees. Now, for the first one, we had Vinicius Jr. on the left, Bellingham at striker, and Brahim Diaz on the right. The second one, we had Origo on the left, Joselu, and Arda Güler on the right. Now, this is very interesting because is Ancelotti trying to try something outrageous? Now, Jude Bellingham, we know him as a midfielder, a central midfielder. But of course, he likes to pop in with goals, and he's more of a creative player than a defensive player, of course. So some people regard him as a 10. I would like to say that he's more of an 8. But to say that he is a number 9, I think it's too insane. Like, it's honestly, he's an 8, and then, okay, to a stretch, a 10 maybe, but to say 9, like, honestly, no. Please do not let this be an excuse for Real Madrid to say, look, we're not going to spend any money on a striker because Kylian Mbappe will probably not join this summer. Because Real Madrid have the money to splash on Mbappe. Use that money now and get in someone for now, because if you don't get in a plan now, we're gonna suffer next season. Like, Joselu cannot be the only striker. And look, you could say, oh, Bellingham is playing in M9. Come on, can we please grow up? Like, just because Ancelotti is being forced to play Jude Bellingham as striker because there's no other option, we're just gonna go with it. Like, honestly, please, if you have that mindset, like, we'll be just fine. We've got Joselu, Rodrigo can fill the gaps. Maybe even Arda Güler can fill the gaps. Maybe Bellingham could fill the gap. Like, you're just giving this club more excuses. Like, the bots are getting the excuses. Like, Florentino Perez is having the excuses that a lot of the fan base is saying. Like, just fill in the gaps. Like, you can't just fill the gaps at Real Madrid. I'm sorry, but even if it's one season, you can't. Real Madrid lost Benzema, lost Mariano Diaz, lost Eden Hazard, lost Marco Asensio. Right? Okay, maybe we've kind of replaced the wingers, but where is that Benzema replacement? Because Joselu is Mariano's replacement, but where is the Benzema replacement? We still haven't seen that. And everyone is hoping that it will be Mbappe. What if it isn't going to be Kylian Mbappe? Oh, let's just play Jude Bellingham then at number 9. I mean, please, let's not, get dragged into this mindset that let's just fill in the gap with Bellingham as striker. Because if you have watched anything from Jude Bellingham, you know that he isn't a striker. You know that he is a talented player, but you know that he's a very, very good midfield player. Like, that's it. Like, you can't just start plugging in players from the midfield to play at striker and just hope for the best. Like, honestly, you can't do that. Another one here from TJ Cope Spanish outlet. The idea of using Jude Bellingham as a false nine if Real Madrid do not sign an attacker is not ruled out. So please, just do something. Also, speaking of Jude Bellingham, he has come out and spoken. Jude Bellingham, I love life at the moment. Not only is it the biggest club in the world, but Madrid is a beautiful city, great people, and they made me feel welcome. I'm very happy so far. Training has been going very well. I feel good. I'm very happy. So, you know what? It's great that Bellingham has, settled in quite well, with the people, with the city, with the fans, with obviously his teammates, with Ancelotti. It's great because, look, remember, he's still 20. Like, in his young football journey so far, he's obviously been to Germany for 3 years. He's gone there, he's gone to the city, he's gone meet the people, the culture, teammates, coaches. He's done it all in Germany, and now he has to reset his almost life really to a different culture, different teammates, different coach, different people around him. Obviously, it takes time. So I'm not expecting a lot from Jude Bellingham. Like, of course, I want to see him succeed. I want to see him have a great season. But I'm not expecting everything to come from Bellingham, which is why we can't put Bellingham as striker. Like, a striker for Real Madrid has to bang in 30-35 goals. And Jude Bellingham is not going to be, and should not be, by the way, should not be relied to score 30, 35, 40 goals a season. Like, it's not meant to happen. A bit of transfer news. Carlos Ancelotti is joining Celta Vigo, confirmed. So good luck to the tour. But I want to talk about, lastly, today's video is actually going to be quite short really, but Ancelotti, and he came out and spoken. So here it is from Mario Cortegana. We haven't heard from him in a while on this channel, but Ancelotti, Mbappe, I have never talked about players who are not at Madrid. I can talk about Bellingham, Arda Güler, Fran Garcia, and Brahim, who has returned very well from Milan. Talking about players who are not here doesn't seem right to me. I agree, like, he's not supposed to talk about Mbappe, and he has to kind of respect Mbappe and respect PSG and the club as well. Ancelotti, yes, Real Madrid can compete for all titles with just one striker. I mean, I'm sorry, but do you think that going into the season with Joselu means that we'll win the Champions League? Like, do you think Man City will be sitting there, Pep Guardiola, with Ruben Diaz on one side and Erling Haaland sitting next to him, going, oh my gosh, Real Madrid have Joselu? Like, come on. There has to be a level. If you're going to lie, you're going to come out and you're going to, not necessarily just lie, but you're going to come out and you're trying to convince the people, the media, that, okay, we can kind of compete. You can't just say we're going to be able to compete for all titles with just one striker. Like, no. And I know he's supposed, he has to say this stuff, but we know that Ancelotti doesn't necessarily mean it that way. I don't think he said that going, Joselu, yeah, we're going to compete for all titles. Like, of course, there's a level of, honesty that isn't there. Like, the honesty and the truth is that, no, Real Madrid will not be able to compete for all strikers, for all titles, with just one striker. Like, no, you can't do that, right? So, it's pretty obvious that this is almost not fully a lie, but it's almost like he had to say this because it's for the media and he can't really say something that will go against the club. This year's squad is better than last year's. You know what, right? That's not even that wrong. Like, he's not even wrong. Like, people will look at it going, but we lost Benzema and we haven't replaced him. True. But Bellingham coming in, Arda Güler coming in, Fran Garcia coming in, Brahim Diaz coming back in. I think overall the squad is good, but the striker position has to be addressed. And I'm not giving an excuse because, like I said, I'm a very vocal person in terms of talking about Real Madrid and strikers. But even when Real Madrid had Benzema, Real Madrid needed a striker, like a backup. Now Real Madrid kind of have the backup. Now Real Madrid need a main striker. So go out there and please, please get a main striker. I'm just sick and tired of this. We also have Ancelotti. I will never talk about Brazil. I'm Real Madrid's coach and I'm staying. I will not talk about this matter anymore. I have a contract and I'm staying with it. A few more renewing. I'm not in a hurry. I have total confidence in this club. Let's see what happens this season. So he's almost saying, look, there's nothing with Brazil, but it doesn't mean I'm renewing as well. So he's kind of keeping his options open at the moment, which I get it. Of course, he's not decided anything just yet. So we'll see. And also, am I happy with the squad, or do I expect more signings? No, I'm very happy with the squad. Again, I believe that this part is almost like he has to say. Imagine your manager comes out and says, "I'm not happy with the squad. The signings you have made are terrible." Like, this isn't Antonio Conte. But the squad is better. We will try a new system, and if it doesn't work, there's always the old system, which, meh. Last but not least, Arda Güler has a lot of quality. I believe that Real Madrid fans will enjoy him a lot. I heard a lot coming from Real Madrid sources that Arda Güler impressed a lot and was really, really, really shown that he's a talented player. The final pass, his passing, everything was something that really impressed. And look, let's see what happens. I feel like Real Madrid have gotten themselves a gem on their hands, but again, let's see what happens. We've got this pre-season tour coming up. Anything can happen. I want to see Arda Güler get minutes. I want to see Jude Bellingham get minutes. They'll definitely get minutes, but I want to see the experiment, because other clubs are going to play more than 4 games. Like, they're going to play 5 to 10 games, right? They're all over the place. Like Manchester United were in Scotland, and now they're now coming over to the US to play some games as well. So look, a lot of clubs are playing way more games. So having way more games, meaning that you can kind of test different systems and test different formations and styles. 4 games, yes, it's 4 games, but it's not too many games that can really, change things up a lot. So it's interesting to see what we'll go with against Milan, and then what we'll do against Manchester United, and then what we'll do against Barcelona, and then what we'll do against Juventus. Who will play where. Like, there's a lot that we are yet to figure out. But obviously we have to figure out because preseason isn't even started yet. But obviously daily training is still carrying on. And yeah, that's about it for me. Surprisingly, like I said, no Mbappe updates. Now, I will end things off by saying this. Look, Kylian Mbappe, the next step really is a decision. And we have known this for a while now, but a decision has to be made as soon as possible by Mbappe. He's got a deadline on the 31st of July. That's 11 days, like I said. Make the decision, and then we'll move from there. I do believe that if he is, and he has decided not to sign a new contract, PSG put him up for sale, and he maybe says, "Look, I don't mind leaving," that Real Madrid might go in. But if either he stays or he doesn't want to leave, there is an issue there. And I'm not a huge fan of Mbappe coming. I've said it many times after last summer, but look, at least have a plan B, plan C, plan D. Like, I'm sorry, Real Madrid, but you can't just be saying Mbappe or no one. Like, do you think Ancelotti is just sitting there going, Mbappe or no one? Mbappe or no one? Like, surely Ancelotti has been, he's just like, oh, for God's sake, not this again. Because realistically, if you give him Dusan Vlahovic, he will take it. If you give him Kolo Muani, he'll take it. Like you give him any top striker, he'll take it, of course. But imagine you're a coach or manager of a club that always just wants this one player, and almost like doesn't really care about other players just for this one player. Like honestly, that must be the worst thing ever. But let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Jude Bellingham, how he's settling in so far, and the possibility of him being a number 9 for Real Madrid. Yeah, also on Carlos Ancelotti and him joining Celta Vigo, and lastly on Ancelotti's comments on himself, on Kylian Mbappe, on Arda Güler, and all sorts. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, slightly shorter one. I'm very tired today, so yeah. Hit the like button if you did enjoy today's video, subscribe, turn the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.